That's where we are, people. 91.6. 91.6. You helped us do it. Can you get us to 92.5 now, though? Can you get us to 92.5? We need your help to do it. We gotta get there by next week. What are you doing? Get on the phone. Get on the phone. Start dialing. Start talking. Get him on. Get him on. Let's do it.
Hello? Help. Help us, please. Help. Hello. In all seriousness, we really do need you to subscribe. So before we go any further, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe because our 100K target is long overdue.
Yes.
Right, down to business.
This episode is brought to you by our awesome title sponsor, Team Cayote.
And our awesome partners.
Team Savox. Tonisport. Invisible Speed Mayako Youth Mentoring Program. Beach RC. Orlowski Racing Line. rsrc.
Hey, check it out, it's EuroRC's 15th birthday! Yeah, so you can get 7% off all year long with the code 15birthday!
More graphics. 36 mood.
I'm Matt McCallum.
And he's awesome. I'm Frank McKinney.
And he's awesome. And here are your headlines.
Are you a Bruno fan?
Yes.
Or do you just want the latest RC tech on your
Also,
table?
yes.
RC Discharger has a Bruno edition of their setup available.
Is that the Comic Sans font?
I think it is.
Okay.
T-Works also has some funky new tools available for nitro engine mechanics.
Another new retro RC10 is available now, the RC10 Graphite. Remember when graphite was super rare and hard to get in RC?
I did. I had one of those.
Of course you did. You had all of the old things from ages ago. Because I'm old.
Team Powers has a USB-powered soldering iron. Yes, really, USB-powered.
Wow. MCD now has a full option version of their Octox electric GT8 racer with more alloy than you can shake an Octox-shaped stick at.
TMI, is that short for too much information? TMI Speedbull has teased a car co-designed by the RC community, saying they're not just building a car, they're building a movement.
You remember a car designed by Homer in The Simpsons that had everything that everyone wanted?
The Homer.
It's almost like a camel is a horse designed by committee.
Yeah, I hope it has a pizza oven. I mean, maybe not this thing, but anyway, are those AI drawings as well?
Oof, we would never use AI drawings.
No.
No. At the annual Shizuoka Hobby Show, KO announced their new trigger radio, the Next Basic, available with funky vertical trigger design.
Basic. That's making taking a risk there with that name. I mean, what racer wants anything basic on their RC car?
Maybe they'll have a super supreme extra expert model coming out next, and they're just starting with the basics and working their way up to something that sounds good. Did we miss a headline? Let us know down there in the comments.
And now, here's your main stories.
Arc Racing is celebrating the Australian New South Wales title for 1/8 on-road, taking top spot last weekend with Braden Stanley.
Excellent work there, Braden. At the Roar Nationals last weekend for electric buggy, Brennan Schimmel, Shimshady, took TQ in the top two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive classes for X-Ray.
X-Ray driver and new father Dakota Fend also won the four-wheel drive mod, running the Team Cayote Speedo and motor package. His 40th Raw National win. Wow.
Big 4-0.
That's a big one.
Elliott Boots took round 2 of the BRCA 8th Buggy Rallycross Nationals ahead of Nemo's Eric Leike and X-Ray's Lee Martin.
Jesper Rasmussen topped the four-wheel drive at the Danish National Series with his team associated.
Also in Denmark, Marcus Karup won round 2 of the 8th E-Buggy National Series, taking TQ along the way.
Davide Ongaro won round 2 of his Italian 8th Buggy National Series with Polito and Berton on the podium.
And that's it.
No German Meisterschaft news again?
Oh.
You know what happened last time?
Yeah, that's not good.
There's got to be something. There's got to be something. Got to find Dominic Greiner. Dominic Greiner had a baby.
Yeah, another new father.
Okay, cool. It's not racing though, but congratulations,
Yeah.
Dominic. It's got to be something. A huge weekend for Patrick Beck on what may be the last race on the current track at his local club, the MBSC Washtersbach. Hang on.
Vochtersbach. Vochtersbach.
Patrick, how do you say it?
You can say Wächtersbach.
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 Okay. The Vochtersbach. Okay, now can we move on?
No, the Germans deserve more. Huge win for Patrick Beck in Germany. How do you react?
Germany. Well, actually, I think Germany is a good place. I like it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Some big names at their National Series races this past weekend, meaning none of them attended the warm-up weekend.
Let's take a look. So yes, this weekend was a double header of competing European Championships warm-ups, with the 10th scale buggy warm-up and the 1/8 nitro, plus the 1/8 e-buggy worlds warm-up all happening at the same time. Now we should point out that the IBC was delayed due to weather and the big power cuts that happened in Portugal, but this caused drivers to make a decision. Do I warm up for the 10th buggy, which also has a Worlds this year, or the 8th Nitro buggy, which also has an E-powered Worlds this year on that very same track? Let's look at who opted to go where and why.
At the Hootie Arena, we had the Euros warm-up for the 10th Buggy Euros, and we had Ronna Falk winning. Great job.
That's kind of obvious. But then again, he is a world champion in Nitro Buggy. E-Buggy, he's won once, I believe. He's also won 10th Euros, but I guess the whole X-ray connection trumps all of that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to race at home on the home track at the Hootie Arena.
Yeah, of course, many X-ray drivers there, but also a pretty good selection of Schumacher drivers.
Yes, which makes sense as well. Orlowski has one e-buggy, but they don't really have an e-buggy platform that they sell. He just likes to run it, and maybe they will release one, so I guess it was obvious. Opt for 10th. So Orlowski opts for 10th, not e-buggy. I'm sure he would have been there if it hadn't been of the delay. Who else we got?
Daniel Kobovic, also another top Schumacher driver.
And Zalewski.
Bartek Zalewski, X-ray racer. Yeah, also Burek Kilic there, running...
Well, yeah. Now, according to the Hootie Arena page, he was running an X-ray in both of the classes. But according to the Hootie Series Facebook page, he was running a Mugen in both of the classes.
Now, Mugen are developing a new platform, so maybe it's a transitional thing?
What, like a Murray? A Murray. He was running a Murray. Who else do we have?
Mika Widmeyer.
So obviously S-Works have the platform in both of the classes, but Mika, who's very important to that team, opted to go to the Hootie Arena to run 10th. Who else?
Juna Hatanen.
And Ben Smith, another Schumacher driver.
Yeah.
And as we've said, Schumacher obviously going to prioritise 10th scale over 8th because that's the class that they're selling a car in. Okay, so for the Nitro Buggy Euros and E-Buggy Worlds, both taking place at Barcelos, and the IBC was the warm-up for that. Who went there?
The best answer, easiest answer, is Juan Carlos Canas, who won both classes.
Yeah, Canas won both classes. Let's hear from him now.
We have here Juan.
Was good race. We try many things for the upcoming races here. Like, you know, we have the Euros and the Worlds here, and we try many things. Also tires, tire compound, diff oil, everything, and finally looks like it's going good.
Also present in his home country was Bruno Coelho.
Yeah, Bruno was there. He is only running that class in addition to the development he's doing in electric-powered 10th scale touring car. So it makes sense that that's the one he opted for. He's pushing that Infinity car. Most of the X-Ray drivers, as you would expect, at the Hootie Arena, but these two, they were checking out what Bruno had.
How Figueiredo running his Techno?
David Todd, he is the current B Euros champion in Nitro Buggy and a very competitive driver, and he's going to be doing a lot, I'm sure, at both events, the Nitro Euros and the EP Worlds.
Definitely. Robert Battier for S-Works.
S-Works splitting their field. Wiedmeyer goes off to 10th scale, Battier goes off to the Nitro Buggy, and you know, Battier, he is very much the Nitro Buggy guy, so you would expect him to be there looking after the team.
Also, both of the Periente brothers were at the Barcelos Arena.
Also Montero and a host of other drivers in a slightly reduced field, which is completely understandable because it was delayed, but it was thoroughly well organised by the Barcelos crew. IBC in the books, and cannot wait for the Euros and Worlds that are going to take place on that track. It is set to be a massive opening weekend for ETS, possibly the biggest in years. Get this. More than 10 world champions will be competing on the track in Apeldoorn for round 1 of season 18. Mind-blowing. This is going to be, Grace, great, absolutely fantastic. And we will come to possibly one of the biggest changes, I think, towards the end of this roundup. But spoiler alert, it's the return of Infinity.
Okay, starting with Schumacher. Big team, defending champions with Michael Orlowski. Mikhail Orlowski.
Mikhail has been dominant for quite a while now. It's going to be interesting to see how the returning Infinity team contribute to the competition on the track.
Alongside Mikhail is his right-hand man, one could say, Mattia Kalina, also a World's A finalist. Last year.
Hotshot Schumacher designer Andy Murray, of course, will be there in
left-hand man.
Full effect, supporting the team and generally designing things.
And running mod, apparently. Usually he runs Fronty or even F1.
Another brand RC maker, Ryan Maker, will be making the trip over from Australia. I believe he's not racing, but he's actually supporting his growing team, which includes Yannick Prumper and a guy called Sushi Hara?
Hara at Sushi Hara? Does anybody?
Probably a newcomer. I don't know. But yeah, that's exciting to see how that unfolds. Great to have Hara back. He made a few rounds last season and is back. So that is going to be fantastic.
Always exciting
to see him on track.
Mugen with Ronald Volker, not my twin, but some people say he is. The 2016 world champion in ISTC. Yeah, very quick racer, and definitely has, I mean, ever since that new car has come out, he's been absolutely challenging the top 3, even the top 2 position.
A force to be reckoned with, and behind him and supporting him along the way, Remy Callins, Patrick Gollner, Birkin Killick continues, one of the new coming off-road drivers. There's another one within the X-Ray ranks as well, who is pushing their way around the track.
Yeah, first time we saw him was Wiener Neustadt in the last season.
Mixing things up, and yeah, it's going to be great to see what he can do. Another big team, possibly one of the biggest, is X-Ray.
X-Ray. Alexander Hagberg taking the top position now, I suppose, top dog. Of course, former world champion himself. In 12th and Nitro touring car. Yeah, the professor, as Nick likes to call him. Always a force to be reckoned with.
I think it's the doctor. But anyway, speaking of DR, David Ronnefelk, he's a world champion, but obviously in 1/8 buggy. And he is making his return. We saw him in Wiener Neustadt, so it's going to be great to have him back on the outdoor track. Jan Ratajski.
Yeah, from the clan Ratajski.
Yes, he said this weekend, he doesn't like racing outdoors, accompanied with a photo of a wet track, but it won't be wet in Apeldoorn. Adam Izze, of course, as well.
Always very quick, and he's certainly threatening to break into that top 3 at any moment.
Indeed, yes. There'll no doubt be more support from the Hoodie family, the X-Ray team. Maybe Martin Hoodie will be there as well. Another big team. I said X-Ray is one of the biggest. Actually, Automatics as possibly one of the largest teams now. And great to see their growth. 5-time world champion, Mark Reinhardt, you heard of him? Yeah. He will be there.
Yeah. French racer Lucas Urbain, also there with his pseudo Hagberg-esque kind of scheme kind of difficult to tell them apart, but when they're on track together. But yes, he's definitely a fast racer.
Yep, Eric Dankel will be there as well. Simon Lauter is the current touring car world champion in stock, but he has retired from stock and started a new career in mod. Yeah. So good for him. And Lucas Ellerbrock as well from the Automatics teams. And that brings us to
some big names.
some very big names. Infinity team, who is, I would say, led by Premier driver Bruno Cahello. He's back 3 times IFMAR world champion, the current world champion. It's going to be great to see him back and the Infinity team in full force with Victor Vilk, who is aging like a fine wine. Naoto Matsukura, multiple world champion, making the trip over from...
He knows how to get around the track for sure.
From Japan. Our old mate Andy Moore.
Yes, another former world champion, 2006.
Yep. Got the big win in Italy.
Yeah.
He's been racing in Thailand for quite a while now, so it'd be nice to welcome him back to Europe. Speaking of Thailand, Yillis lived there for quite a while, and Yillis Grosskamp will also be, he's the 2012 world champion, and he'll be there on track as well. I'm not sure if it's a home track for him, but it's home nation.
He'll certainly be familiar with it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How many world champions is that, championships is that for the Infinity team?
That's a lot of world championships.
Yillis, Bruno,
Yeah.
and then Matsukura, I think he must have at least 3.
Yeah.
That's at least 8.
Another brand, Axon, will be there in Akio Sabui, which is going to be great to see him
Had a big
back
crash
on track.
with Reinhard at, was it Eigen, I think, last year?
No, it was Appledorn again. It was the same track. So history may or may not repeat itself. Last but not least will be Dominic Reiner.
Yeah.
In the Serpent.
A former Weltmeisterschaft himself.
Indeed, yeah. And it's going to be great to have him on track. What a fantastic array of names. And that's only the mod class. And as we said in a previous episode, mod doesn't get the coverage it deserves. Highly competitive on what could maybe be the best season ever of ETS. The other good thing about ETS is that it has a new title sponsor in the form of Cayote. So to celebrate that, let's take a look at Cayote at the last round of the ETS. Now, there has been much chatter amongst the 1/8 buggy circles, circuit, fraternity, call it what you will, about the new Mayako direction unveiled at the Philippine Masters about what they refer to as lay-down shocks. We thought we would ask the designer, Mr. Joseph Quagrain, to say a few words.
Here we have the new Mayako e-buggy lay-down shock setup. Lower center of gravity. Front and rear geometry is more balanced. More pack in the front, less in the rear. This is going to be the next generation in 8-scale buggies.
It's just faster.
Pecco even in there finishing on the podium at the Philippine Buggy Masters just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, just behind Davide Ongaro. And there 'twas a mild soupçon of beef we are hearing. Davide, are you still using your invisible speed setup stand? Anyway, did we miss anything? Let us know. Put something in the comments right down there. Tell us what we missed and what you'd like us to include in future episodes.
Yes, definitely do that. Meanwhile, we want to thank our amazing title sponsor, Team Cayote, and our partners.
Team Savox! Tonisport!
Invisible Speed Mayako Youth Mentoring Program!
Beach RC!
Orlowski Racing Line!
RSRC! EuroRC! Mo graphics! 36 moved!
Coming at you on Monday, an exciting new format from us, RC Racing TV, and it's called Pit Police. What you will see today will shock you.
There's a screw tray here and then screws right next to it. No matter what, we'll find the problems. We will expose them.
Oh, there'll be exposures. What is going on there?
I'm neatening this up. I'm neatening this up because you're coming for me. Breaching! Pit Police!
Captured in the pits at the EFRA 1/12 scale Euros. It's a new concept. We hope you enjoy it. Of course, heroes can watch it first. So they can see it almost, well, now.
Yeah.
If you're not a hero, you have to wait till Monday. We hope you enjoy it. But please subscribe and please become a hero.
Now hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Take care. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Hey there, we can't believe it, but you've made it to the secret after show.
Yes! First, we want to honor our heroes.
And for everyone else, we don't want to say goodbye. We want you to join us.
Yeah, if you want us to be able to keep making this content and coverage, there's a few ways that you can help.
Yeah, first and most importantly, you can hit subscribe.
Then, if you really want to support us, you can become an RCTV Hero by joining the channel. Click join down below on YouTube, and the link for that is also in the description.
If you want to rep RCTV, then go to rcracingtv.com and buy some merch.
Finally, if you want to help us just keep the lights on, then you can buy us a coffee right here.
Right down there, or in person if we bump into you at the track.
Now, if you're still watching after all that, then it's time to pick your next clip. I would say the top one.
No, I think this one is way more their speed. I think this is the one that they'll like.
Okay. Well, either way, thanks and goodbye.